Hi, I'm Dr. Tim Weir, and I gotta tell you, I love life. But when I'm not being a husband, a father, grandfather, an author, or a practicing chiropractor, I'm the host of the television show, Loving Life with Dr. Tim Weir. I love to cook. I love to travel. I like to spend time with people who do what they love and love what they do. Join me and my guests for the next 30 minutes as we help you discover how to love life. Hey, I'm glad you're with me today. I am pulling out of the archives a thing we did with Raleigh Brewing Company. If you like beer, you're going to like this segment. Then, to go along with that beer, I'm making a keto pizza. And then because I eat beer and then pizza, I have to go to a life counselor. My friend Dr. Barbara Lowe is back with us. You're going to enjoy this segment. So you take ingredients. What's the main ingredients for just a regular beer?
There's four. There's water, there's yeast, there's hops, and there's malt or barley.
Okay. Now, how about, is there wheat involved?
Well, that's considered one of the malts.
Okay.
So you have barley, you have wheat, you have oats, rye, corn, rice.
Wow.
A lot of different kinds. And then,
Yeah.
of course, you can get into gluten-free ingredients, amaranth,
You
spelt.
guys do that?
We don't do any gluten-free beers here.
Okay.
Really, in the Triangle, there's not a giant market for
Sure.
it, and it would be hard to justify such a large
Oh, yeah,
scale
I
production on it.
understand.
But we have a small system, a little pilot system. It makes about 10 gallons that we've done a couple of gluten-free recipes on.
So what's behind us here?
Well, this is our 20-barrel system right here. Okay, so that big tank over there is where we keep all of our water, and
Okay.
we can heat it up there. This is our mash tun, and actually we're brewing today, so in a minute that hatch is going to open, and then all of our spent grains will come out. And we actually send those to the Interfaith Food Shuttle for composting, for growing food and things like that.
Oh, that's cool.
And then that's our boil kettle, which if you can kind of see the steam from here, there is about 700 gallons of our Moravian Rhapsody Pilsner in there right now. So we'll boil that for an hour, add hops at different times to get aroma, flavor, and bitterness. And then we'll actually send that beer through that small heat exchanger right over there,
Yeah.
where we pump cold water through, okay? So cold water comes in, the hot wort, which is beer before it's beer, goes this way. The wort comes out cold, the cold water comes out hot, and we return it back to the hot liquor tank for use for cleaning. And then that will actually run through this hose right here, right into that fermenter right there. And then we put yeast in there, and then alcohol is made, and good times are had.
So it starts here, then it goes there? Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
So through all of these pipes and pumps
Yeah.
underneath and valves and everything like that, we can control where we send the wort. So before we do that, we have to clear it, make sure there's no proteins or hot particles, or
Sure.
excuse me, grain particles or anything like that. So that's called recirculation or vorlaufing. And so that pops up through the top, and that's what that arm is for. So we're able to kind of recirculate it to the point where it comes out clear. Once it does that, we can redirect it into the boil kettle.
So where did the first beer come? Who made
Who made the first
Yeah,
beer? Well, technically it happened on accident. So in what is believed to have happened is in Mesopotamia, someone was walking and saw some barley in a container which it had probably recently rained, so it had gotten wet. And then through natural fermentation, which yeast in the air kind of fell on it, fermented that soup that was in there, and they maybe smelled funny or something like that and said, oh, what happens if I drink it? And they drank it, and that's pretty much when the first beer was
Wow.
created. Now, if your question is related to when was the first time that beer making was documented, we're looking into the 1300s, early 1300s is when that happened.
Was it the Germans or?
It was that general area. A
Really?
lot of monasteries.
They got hooked on it.
They got hooked on it. Well, what you'll find is most of the time those texts are from monasteries because they were learned people and they were making beer for sustenance, and they would keep track of what they were doing. Most other beer makers, farm hands and things like that, they didn't keep records.
Sure.
They were either illiterate or they just didn't feel like they ever needed to.
That was good. I wish I could have made it again. But
Right, they kind of made beer with whatever the heck they could get their hands on most of the time. So that's kind of a short answer as to kind of when it first happened, and then where we see emerging practices.
Yeah.
I mean, there's documentation or archaeology that has happened that has made suggestions that it's happened much before then.
like in the Garden of Eden.
I don't know.
Oh, well, you just.
They probably ate fermented apples or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And that's where kind of things.
That's where
okay.
things went kind of weird.
So it goes from here, goes into the fermenting tank.
Yes, sir. Whoop.
And how long does that take?
Well, it depends on how much sugar is in there. So like our Hell Yes Man Belgian Golden Strong is a very high alcohol beer. There's a lot of sugar before we put yeast in it. So it takes a lot longer period of time for the yeast to consume all of that sugar down to a point where we want to serve it.
Interesting.
Because if your beer's too sweet, it's not very drinkable.
Sure.
If it's too dry for the style, it's not going to drink correctly. So like our Scotch ale, our Blatherskite Scotch ale, that needs to have a nice sweetness to it. So we don't ferment that guys quite as low as like our Belgian Golden Strong, which we want dry and drinkable. So that's probably our longest fermentation. It is our most popular beer, so it is quite a crunch for production sometimes.
Wow.
And then our bitter, which is in this tank currently right now, and actually you can kind of see fermentation happening here. So alcohol is being made in this bucket. You see all the bubbles coming out?
Yeah.
That's CO2. So
Wow.
when yeast consumes sugar, it produces ethanol and CO2, and that's where the CO2 goes.
That is
But the bitter only takes about 4 to 5 days. There's not a lot of sugar in there.
Really?
It's a very quick fermentation. Beer finishes, the yeast settles out, and then it's done, ready to
That's
carbonate and
amazing.
serve.
Isn't that cool? Well, I think the next step would be, can we go out into the tap room and maybe just try a little?
Sample some? Absolutely. I love sharing our products.
Okay.
And I figured you might be a coffee man. You drink coffee at
Yeah.
all? This is our porter, but we put coffee in this particular version.
Really?
Yes, sir. And it's a local coffee done by Oak City Roasters. And anytime we buy this particular coffee that they have, which is called Kaboom, it goes to source clean water to a Ugandan village where it comes from. So we felt like that was pretty important for us to do. Clean water makes good beer, you know.
Okay, so this is the one that has coffee.
It's called Hidden Pipe Porter, and that particular one is one we make with coffee. So we make it 2 ways, with and without coffee.
That's strong.
It's got a lot of flavor, a lot of chocolate, mocha, and then of course followed up by the big coffee note.
And I always see people.
Smelling it, yeah, the real connoisseurs, or beer geeks, as we lovingly call
Okay.
ourselves.
So that's real. That's a strong.
It's about 6.5%.
And that's a whole lot lighter.
A lot lighter. It's about 5.4%, and it's just a different style altogether.
Yeah.
Caramelly, got a little bit of toasted bread underneath. Not very bitter at all.
You got this down, don't you?
I've been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
You've been in an accident. Do you go to your family doctor, a chiropractor, or a physical therapist? If you think it doesn't matter, you might want to rethink that. You want someone with experience in treating car accident injuries, and only car accident injuries if you've been in one. You want Raleigh Injury Chiropractic. Raleigh Injury Chiropractic, 5821 Falls of News Road in Raleigh.
Having trouble sleeping at night? Do you toss and turn all night? Do you have leg or muscle pain? Dr. Tim Weir's Relax Formula is an all-natural supplement with no additives or preservative. It's a unique combination of vitamins and minerals that allows the body to get a deep sleep. Here's what real people are saying about Relax. Since I've been using Relax, I don't have any severe muscle aches to speak of, like I usually do. The Relax didn't knock me out. I just got very relaxed and drifted off.
I hear this every single day. Dr. Weir, I'm having trouble sleeping. So I came up with this formula. I call it Dr. Weir's Relax Formula. Now here's the side effect to this. You're gonna sleep so soundly. You're gonna notice a change in muscle aches, and immediately when you drink this, it begins to absorb. Do yourself a favor and order some today. RelaxFormula.com.
Dr. Tim Weir wants people like you to enjoy life to the fullest, and he has written several books. These down-to-earth, easy-to-read resources will help you love life. For example, You're Not Crazy, An Overcomer's Guide to Fibromyalgia. This book has helped hundreds of people. Or How to Reboot Your Brain When Drugs and Therapy Have Not Worked. This amazing book will help you or a loved one retrain the brain. Wake Up and Dream is a wake-up call so you don't sleep through life. Go to www.drtimweir.com and order your copy today.
Hey, we're gonna cook something that I'm telling you, our family just absolutely loves this. It's keto, K-E-T-O pizza. It's absolutely great for people who are gluten intolerant. So, they're gonna give you the list of all these ingredients, but I start with 8 eggs, and you just whip them up here. You know, we got a whipper thing here, but I just like a fork to do that. And once you got that kind of whipped up here, now, this is gonna be kind of to your taste and to how you feel, but here's what we do. We take those 8 eggs and we add some Parmesan cheese. Now look at all that Parmesan that we're gonna use. Get those big bottles of Parmesan. And so we're using, I don't know, what is that? Maybe 1.5 cups, 2 cups of Parmesan cheese. And you want it nice and a little bit thick, okay? So we're gonna just keep going like this. See how it's kind of thickening up here just a little bit? That's perfect. Now, real cheesy, we're gonna add in some mozzarella cheese. My oven is already set for 400, okay? See how nice and thick that is, okay? Now, you gotta make sure that you got some parchment paper. You just buy it in a roll just like wax paper, but it's parchment paper. And that's gonna go right into the oven, but we're gonna pour it out right into that parchment paper, just like this. Good to the last drop. This is one bowl you don't wanna lick though. All right, so here we go. My microphone cord is stuck on something here. See how that just kind of rolls out here just a little bit? It's almost like a nice little dough. And that just comes up into a nice little rectangular. I like it fairly thin. Man, this is gonna be good and cheesy though. For those of you cheese lovers, you're gonna just absolutely love this thing. See? So that's what it looks like. The oven is already hot. We're gonna throw it in the oven, and then I'm gonna be right back with you as we pull it out, okay? All right, you guys ready? We got this in the oven. It's already out. Look at that. Man, that just looks good. Close this oven up. So here's what we got. Next thing is just mozzarella cheese. We don't put any tomato sauce on it or anything else like that. Just some mozzarella cheese. You want to see what this looks like here? Look at that. So, mozzarella cheese. Listen, if you're keto, got to be really careful, because if you get the grated cheese, in order for it to not stick together, they use potato starch on that. That knocks it out of the keto. So you got to do your own grating here. Not very hard. You just get a really good grater. You can get those electric graters and it'll do it. And man, look, I just pile it on thick. It's probably 3 pounds of cheese here. I don't know. All right, you ready? So, a couple of different things you could do. One of our favorites is this. We make it just like this. Have some hamburger fried up, you know, salt and pepper it, hamburger, and then chop it up really small. We put that on, and then we chop up some little dill pickles, throw that on, squeeze some yellow mustard on it. It becomes a cheeseburger pizza. It is amazing. So the next thing is we're just putting pepperonis on here. I apologize to all the vegetarians watching as I salivate on this pizza. Good, good, good. We just flop these down here. Normally I have a measuring stick and a ruler that I make sure that they're all lined. I don't do that. Here we go. Now, what you could do is if you have people in your family who don't like pepperoni, you can just do half the pizza and cheese. Do whatever you want. However you would make your favorite pizza, just do that. My family loves black olives and onions cut up on top. Just a really good thing. Again, perfect for gluten-free, perfect for keto, all right? Now we're gonna stick that back in the oven, and we'll be back in just a little bit. You guys ready? Here we go. We're getting ready to pull it out. Wow. That looks as good as any pizzeria pizza. I'm telling you, it's amazing. So we're gonna get a knife here. I don't have one of those fancy pizza cutters like some of you do. And you could probably let it sit just a minute or two, but for the camera, we don't have the ability to do that. So I'm just gonna pull this up. I'm telling you, it is amazing. And this is gonna be hot. Look at that crust. Amazing, amazing. Go to our website, drtimweir.com. Get some more recipes.
Are you always digging through a drawer full of tools? Well, now there's a simple solution. The amazing Kelvin 23. With 23 tools in one, you can tackle hundreds of everyday jobs, hang pictures, assemble furniture. You'll never run out of reasons to use your Kelvin 23. Super tough and lightweight. The driver locks at 90 degrees for extra torque, has a powerful magnet for loose screws, and a flashlight. So don't wait. Get your Kelvin 23 now. Call now, and we'll throw in this durable canvas pouch. Only $29.99 for 23 tools in one.
Having trouble sleeping at night? Do you toss and turn all night? Do you have leg or muscle pain? Dr. Tim Weir's Relax Formula is an all-natural supplement with no additives or preservative. It's a unique combination of vitamins and minerals that allows the body to get a deep sleep. Here's what real people are saying about Relax.
I slept for a full 8 hours. It was the first time that I had 8 hours of sleep, and I know over 5 years.
So, if you're not sleeping right, get Dr. Weir's Formula, and you will have an amazing night's sleep. Go to relaxformula.com and order today. Relaxformula.com. That's relaxformula.com. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Dr. Tim Weir wants people like you to enjoy life to the fullest, and he has written several books. These down-to-earth, easy-to-read resources will help you love life. For example, You're Not Crazy, An Overcomer's Guide to Fibromyalgia. This book has helped hundreds of people. Or How to Reboot Your Brain When Drugs and Therapy Have Not Worked. This amazing book will help you or a loved one retrain the brain. Wake Up and Dream is a wake-up call so you don't sleep through life. Go to www.drtimweir.com and order your copy today.
Hey, have you ever wondered about your life, how things happen, what's happening in your life, how it all fits together in the grand scheme, and you would like to talk to somebody about it, or you want to hear somebody who's got the answer? I'm with Dr. Barbara today. Thank you for being with me. Author, blogger, podcast host.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
awesome.
Thank you. So glad to be here.
So awesome to have you.
Yeah. Glad to be with a fellow loving lifer.
Oh, I love that scene.
Yes. Loving life. Yeah.
So here we are.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, there's a lot of reasons for people to not love life.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, we're talking about, I love this one, flawed.
Flawed is the new fabulous. Moving from shame to authentic confidence, the working title of my book. And then my podcast, the Dr. Barbara's Whole Life Show, also addresses these issues. But so many of us have a hard time understanding that we can be flawed and fabulous, that we can be broken. Like, I even was talking to one of my staff members at the clinical. I own a clinic and
Sure.
Supervise my precious staff members. And she was saying, we were doing evaluations, and she said, well, I gave myself a good for that instead of an excellent. And I said, why? I think you're excellent. She's like, well, I'm not perfect. And I said, oh my gosh, I wouldn't even want a psychologist who's perfect.
Yeah.
Who wants
Yeah.
perfect? We want flawed and fabulous. And so this idea of trying to be perfect and feeling like I have to be perfect to be presentable, or that I even have to match my Instagram feed, right, to feel good about myself is just a farce. And so we want to be able to know that we are loved, acceptable just the way we are, and also press through into doing what we are called to do, doing what we are prompted to do, compelled to do in this world, because we're all so needed in this world. And that's the fabulous part.
The real you, the real purpose
The
for
real
life.
you, the real purpose. Yeah.
Because don't you think a lot of people think if people really knew me, they wouldn't like me, they wouldn't be around me, they wouldn't trust me?
Yeah. So I have a funny story. A long time ago, my husband was over the weekend. He was saying, "What does that smell? What does that smell?" And I couldn't smell anything, right? And we were walking around, and then after the second day, he said, "You know, I think it's you." We had gone to Italian on Friday night, and so I think it was like Friday or Saturday where we figured out that it was the garlic was coming through my skin, and he was sensitive to smells. But I think we feel that way. Something smells, and I think it's me, right? We have this sense, and I think it's the bane of the human existence. Here's the good news. If you struggle some with that, you're probably not a narcissist. And that's good,
Which is
because
good.
that's the other piece of it. But we all feel a little bit like an imposter. Or most of us do. And so we want to work through that and know that it's okay to be flawed and fabulous. Yeah, we do want to work on some of those flaws. Some things are going to be somewhat stumbling blocks all of our lives. Like some of us maybe that were raised in, let's say, dysfunctional homes. I'm an adult child of many alcoholics, right? And so a lot of dysfunction there. And so there's some things I'm going to struggle with in some ways, you know, at least a little bit, probably this side of heaven. That's okay. We don't have to wait till we've arrived. We can be. And I'm committed, even as someone who's a leader and a leader of women and a leader of a practice, to show vulnerability and authenticity, to not act like I've arrived all the way.
So there's hope for anybody.
Hope for everyone.
Is
Yes.
that awesome or what?
That's so great. And here's the other piece that I love to share, is that we do have hurt places. And with those, there is a way to pass through, kind of like the phoenix. We might have to go down in smoke and combustion, but to be reborn, to be rebirthed, and to have those flaws and weaknesses come through into greater power, greater purpose, and that we'd be even more effective than what we can be without those hurts, wounds, flaws.
Sound like you? Could be. DrBarbaraLowe.com. We're going to put that right.
Yes.
See that right there? Right here? We're going to
Right.
put that right there so
Okay.
people can see it.
Yes. And I have a free gift. I do.
I love free.
In particular for the women watching, DrBarbaraLowe.com/self-care, the 10 self-care essential tools for every woman.
Be all that you can be. Go to DrBarbaraLowe.com. Thank you for being with me. You're awesome. So awesome.
Yeah. Takes
We're
one to
going to
know
do,
one.
can we do more?
We can do more.
Okay.
I love more. More is great.
Don't change the channel because we got a lot coming up.
Dr. Tim Weir wants people like you to enjoy life to the fullest, and he has written several books. These down-to-earth, easy-to-read resources will help you love life. For example, You're Not Crazy, An Overcomer's Guide to Fibromyalgia. This book has helped hundreds of people. Or How to Reboot Your Brain When Drugs and Therapy Have Not Worked. This amazing book will help you or a loved one retrain the brain. Wake Up and Dream is a wake-up call so you don't sleep through life. Go to www.drtimweir.com and order your copy today.
Having trouble sleeping at night? Do you toss and turn all night? Do you have leg or muscle pain? Dr. Tim Ware's Relax formula is an all-natural supplement with no additives or preservative. It's a unique combination of vitamins and minerals that allows the body to get a deep sleep. Here's what real people are saying about Relax.
Last night I took my first dose of this and I had calm legs for the first time, probably in months and months.
So, if you're not sleeping right, get Dr. Ware's formula and you will have an amazing night's sleep. Go to relaxformula.com and order today. Relaxformula.com. That's relaxformula.com.
You've been injured. You need someone who understands your injuries. You need reassurances. You need a place to heal. You need Raleigh Injury Chiropractic.
I'm Dr. Tim Weir. With over 37 years of experience, I can tell you experience does matter. Call my office today at 919-790-1332. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Loving Life. Listen, it's all about finding your purpose, finding your destiny, and then going for it like crazy. You only got a certain amount of time, so you better figure out what it is and get going right away. If you want to be on the show with me, what a great opportunity for you. You know, Grant Cardone says the number one cause of business failure, what do you think it is? Obscurity. People don't know you're there. People don't know about your business. So you can actually come on the show with me. We'll talk about what you do, what gets you excited, talk about your business, and see this way other people get the understanding that I can do that too. Join us on our Facebook page at Loving Life with Dr. Weir. drtimweir.com is the website. I'm on Twitter and Instagram. I want to help you love life more. So until next week, keep loving life. All about loving life, and you can watch it every week. An older guy that's overweight.
Where's he coming in?
Yeah, he's coming in next.
Do I get to do any beatboxing?
You do in your life that you, crap, never mind. We gotta wait for Mike. Gotta wait for Mike. Let me ask you, can you see my eye booger? Okay. Hey, welcome back to Loving Life. We're talking about breweries and